My dear students of class 10, first of all, please stay at home and stay safe. And hope all of you are cleaning your hands by hand sanitizers. Please maintain the social distance. Today, I shall discuss the periodic properties and their variation in periodic table. Hope you all are following my study materials are given in your school website. So let us start. First of all, we want to show you the modern periodic table. In modern periodic table, there are 118 elements, and the elements are classified or arranged according to their atomic number. And this theory was first established by Moseley. In this periodic table, there are 18 groups and 7 periods. And columns are called groups and horizontal rows are called periods. Now, in this modern periodic table, there is some regularity of properties after certain interval that are called periodic properties. Now, here is given the list of properties. First of all, valence electrons, second one is the valency, third one is the atomic radius, fourth one is the ionization potential, fifth one is the electron affinity, sixth is electronegativity, and seventh metallic and non-metallic character. Today I start from valence electron. Now what is valence electron? It is the number of electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom. Now, if we consider these third period elements like sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. If we write their electronic configuration, sodium has the electronic configuration 281. That means it has only one valence electron. In magnesium, the electronic configuration is 282, and so its valence electron is 2. And in case of aluminium, the electronic configuration is 283, so the valence electron is 3. In the same way, silicon has 4 valence electron, phosphorus has 5 valence electron, sulfur has 6 valence electron, chlorine has 7 valence electron, and argon has 8 valence electron. Now, when we are going from left to right in a periodic table of a period, then number of valence shells are generally increasing. Here sodium is 1, magnesium 2, aluminium 3, silicon 4, phosphorus 5, sulfur 6, chlorine 7, argon 8. So it is continuously increasing. But whenever we are going to the group like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, the number of valence electrons are 7. So in a group, the number of valence electrons are not increasing, or it is remaining the same. Next we will discuss the valency. First of all, what is the valency? Valency is the combining capacity of an atom with the other atoms. We can think about ammonia molecule. Here nitrogen atom is attached to 3 hydrogen atom. So the valency of nitrogen is 3. Now in case of water, here oxygen is attached with 2 hydrogen atom. So the number of hydrogen atoms attached to oxygen is 2. So the valency of oxygen is 2. So now here sodium has the valency 1, as it has 1 valence electron. We can think about sodium chloride. In sodium chloride, sodium is attached with only 1 chlorine atom. So here valency of sodium is 1. Magnesium has the valency 2. Aluminium has the valency 3. We can think about the magnesium chloride. In magnesium chloride, the magnesium is attached with 2 chlorine atom. So the valency of magnesium is 2. So if we go from left to right in a period of a periodic table, then valency is first increasing, then it is decreasing. If we consider the valency of phosphorus, then number of valence electron is 5. So valency will be 8 minus 5, that will be 3. In case of sulfur, number of valence electron is 6, so the valency will be 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. In case of chlorine, the number of valence electron is 7, so valency will be 8 minus 7 is equal to 1. And in case of argon, the valency will be 8 minus 8 is equal to 0. So noble gases do not have any valency, so they remain in their atomic state. Next, in case of group, as the number of valence electron remains same, so their valency will be same. Suppose in case of fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, acetylene all have valency 1 because they have same number of valence electron, that is 7. Next we will discuss the atomic radius. Now what is atomic radius? Atomic radius is the distance of an nucleus of an atom and to its the outermost electron, and it is generally expressed in angstrom unit. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. Now atomic radius generally depends on two factors. One is number of cells and another is the nuclear charge. If we increase the number of cells, atomic radius will increase. Suppose we consider that here fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, acetylene. Here from fluorine to chlorine, one new cell is added, and chlorine to bromine, another new cell is added, and bromine to iodine, another new cell. So continuously atomic radius is increasing. And next one is the nuclear charge. If we increase the nuclear charge, then the atomic radius will decrease. Suppose in case of sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, whenever we are going from left to right, then atomic number increasing and as well as their nuclear charge increases. So the atomic radius will decrease because with the increase of the atomic number, with the increase of the nuclear charge, the valence electron will feel more attraction towards the nucleus, and so the size of the atom will decrease. Now we will discuss the variation. Generally in a period from left to right, the atomic radius decreases, and in a group from top to bottom, atomic radius will increase as new cells are added. Next we will go for ionization potential. Now what is the definition of ionization potential? Ionization potential is the amount of energy required to remove an electron from the outermost shell of an atom in its gaseous state, and its unit is in the unit of the energy, like kilocalorie per mole, kilojoule per mole, or electron volt per mole. Now ionization potential also depend on the two factors. One is nuclear charge and another is atomic size. If we increase the nuclear charge, that means number of protons, then ionization potential will increase. So in a group, in a period, whenever we are going from left to right, so nuclear charge increases as well as their ionization potential also increase. From sodium to magnesium to aluminum to silicon to phosphorus to sulfur to chlorine. So here ionization potential is continuously increasing. Now atomic size. So if we increase the atomic size, the ionization potential generally decreases. Why? Because the size of the atoms becomes very large, and from the nucleus to the last electron distance increases, as well as their attraction force decreases. So we can easily remove one electron from the outermost shell. So here in fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, acetylene, whenever we are going down or going from top to bottom, the ionization potential value continuously decrease. Now the variation of ionic potential in a period from left to right, ionization potential generally increases, and in a group from top to bottom, ionization potential generally decreases. Next we will go for the electron affinity. First of all, what is the definition of electron affinity? Electron affinity is the amount of energy released when an atom in its isolated gaseous state, one electron is added to this atom to form an anion, and that is called electron affinity. This electron affinity also depends on nuclear charge and atomic size. If we increase the nuclear charge, then electron affinity also increases, and if we increase the atomic size, then electron affinity decreases. Now here in a period, when we are considering the electron affinity, when we are going from left to right or moving from left to right in a period, like sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, so electron affinity is continuously increasing as the nuclear charge is increasing. But when we are going down in a group, the electron affinity value will decrease. Like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, acetylene. So from fluorine to acetylene, electron affinity value decrease. But there is some exception. Between fluorine and chlorine, as the size of the fluorine is very small, so whenever we will add one electron to form F minus, then there will be severe repulsion. But in case of chlorine, it can accept the electron very easily to form Cl minus. So the electron affinity of chlorine is highest rather than fluorine. So in this way, we can understand these 5 periodic properties, and next class we will discuss the remaining things. So thank you. I hope that you can understand everything.